So, now, the notion of trick-or-treating is very important in terms of understanding this problem. The problem of death, or the problem of things which come from the margins and start to manifest themselves. The question is, how do you deal with them? You know, because strange things that come from the edge and they come to your door, now you have to decide, do you let them in a little bit? Do you let them in completely? Or do you chase them away? And you have to realize that if you chase them away, then a horde can come towards you. You have to watch out. Christ talks about that, by the way. He talked about the person who chases away the demons and then sweeps his house, you know. And then all the hordes of demons come and find a nice clean place to inhabit. So you have to be very careful when you chase away the demons. A good example of that is someone who, for example, will want to diet extremely. And so because of that, they'll impose on themselves an insanely strict diet. And then what will happen is that they'll swing between an insanely strict diet and binging. And so that's what happens when you're not careful when you chase away the demons. It's the same thing with all those passions that come to you. And it's the same thing with strangers as well. If you are hostile to strangers completely, then those strangers will see you as hostile and maybe they'll come and rob your house. So what is the right way to deal with it? And the right way to deal with it is to find the balance of hospitality. And the balance that is found in the trick-or-treating is the monsters come out to the door, right? You don't let them into your house, you keep them on the porch, and then you give them a little something so that they go away, a little treat, just so that they go away. It's called placating demons. And a lot of people will say, oh, it's horrible, because that's what pagans do. Pagans placate demons. You know, and that's what all these shamanistic religions do. They placate demons. And yeah, the truth is that's what they do. The problem is that you placate demons all the time. We always placate demons. That's what, you know, every time you smoke that cigarette, every time you masturbate, every time you eat that second piece of cake, what are you doing? You are placating the demon. All right? You are giving a little bit of candy so that the demon will go away, at least for a while. And so obviously that is not the best way to deal with that, and that's why Halloween has that first little kind of remembering of death and the vicissitudes of death, you could say, and then it has All Saints and All Souls, because the answer to the problem of Halloween is prayer. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't celebrate Halloween, and I'm not saying you should celebrate Halloween. You should understand why all those things are lined up the way that they are. Makes sense. And so in the Halloween, you have all the kind of negative or the marginal aspects are used in the feast. So apotropaic imagery is used. Instead of having gargoyles on the outside of the church, you put gargoyles in front of your house. So you're using death to chase away death. You're using these frightening husks of the harvest, and you are trying to frighten away the monsters, frighten away but at the same time, you're also attracting them at the same time. That is the ambivalent problem of apotropaic practices, you would call it. And so that is the basic of Halloween, but you also have to think of Halloween really as a carnival, in the sense that, you know, like it's the placating of demons. That's a bit what carnival is in general. It's this moment where we let in a little bit of inversion, a little bit of madness, a little bit of darkness, in order to not completely give ourselves to it at some later point. And so when you are wearing a costume, that is also something that's happening. You don't necessarily realize it, but often when you choose a costume, you are in a way venting some little aspect of yourself. You know, especially those that dress up as monsters and all this kind of more scary stuff, and the ladies dressing up in the sexy stuff. It's all about venting venting that little part of you that you've been bottling up, and giving one day for it to kind of come out a little bit, and then putting it aside. So it does have everything that the carnival has is in Halloween. Everything that the carnival has is in Halloween.